Alright, good morning. So it's about 8:30 now, back on the trail. Stayed the night in Pine with a trail angel. That was really nice. She had a nice place to stay. Everything was really easy. Got my resupply on food. And last night I ordered pizza and I had a beer. And the beer was called the Arizona Trail Ale. So that was cool. I didn't know there was a beer named after this trail. And yeah, met some other hikers there. Yeah, nice relaxing evening. Uploaded some more of the YouTube videos. Anyway, from here to Flagstaff is about 110 miles. Hoping I can do that in 4 days. Those are 4 pretty big days. So I've packed 5 days of food because it could end up being 5 days, we'll see. Yeah, looking forward to seeing what this stretch is like from Pine to Flagstaff. And yeah, hopefully all goes well. But the one issue that I'm having, like I mentioned yesterday, is that 2 days ago I stepped on an aloe plant and it still hurts quite a bit. So I'm a bit worried that like the tip of the plant broke off and is in my foot. Tried to see if it is, but it's hard to tell because it's right at the back of my foot, like near the heel, but on the bottom of the foot. And my skin there is really thick just from wearing barefoot shoes. So it could be embedded in the skin, but I don't know. Hurts quite a bit every time I step. Hopefully that goes away because I really do not want that to get infected or anything like that. I guess these cows are hiking the Arizona Trail too. Hey, you guys hiking the Arizona Trail to Utah? Guess they don't want to chat. So when I was in Pine, I spoke to one hiker who was also using a tarp in that crazy rain, and apparently he got pretty wet. He also has a bivvy though, so I think he was fine because of the bivvy. But apparently his tarp is like messed up and no longer waterproof. So he had to spend a couple days in Pine waiting for a delivery of a new tarp. And he said the tarp was taking too long to come. So he was going to go to the hardware store and get some type of plastic and just make his own tarp. So that was his plan. But yeah, and then another guy had basically managed to skip the rain by just spending a couple days in Pine. So as I mentioned earlier, hoping to reach Flagstaff in around 4 days, might be 5 days, but I think that's pretty much the last town that I'm going to go through, because after Flagstaff I think probably be hopefully another 4 days to reach the Grand Canyon, and then at the Grand Canyon I can resupply at a shop basically at the south rim of the Grand Canyon, and then after that it would be like another 4 days maybe to reach the Utah border. So I'm aiming to finish in 12 days from now. We'll see how that goes. It could obviously end up being more than 12 days. But yeah, just resupply Flagstaff and then resupply Grand Canyon and then to the end. So it does kind of start to feel like the home stretch now. I mean, still got a long way to go, but it's starting to feel like, you know, the end of the hike almost. Especially after I leave Flagstaff. It's going to be like, yeah, it's going to really feel like the end sort of. So I've been seeing this name in the trail logs, like sometimes at a trailhead there's like a list and you can write down your name and how many days you're into the trail and when you got there and stuff. Anyway, I've been seeing this name Holly P. I think she's from Wisconsin or something, and I've been right behind her for pretty much the whole trail. I think she started a day before me and she's basically been a day ahead of me the whole time. There was one point where I was like right behind her, but I think because I went into Phoenix and then I also slowed down with the rain and all that, I'm now again just like basically 1 day behind her. But yeah, I've been trying to catch up with her just because I'm curious, because like haven't really met many people that go at this kind of pace. You know, pretty much everyone I meet I just basically briefly meet and then I keep hiking. I never see them again. So yeah, I asked the people in Pine about her and they said that she's like an ultra marathon runner. So that also kind of makes sense. If she's running ultra marathons, makes sense that she's putting in the big miles on this trail. But yeah, the only other person to go at a similar pace has been Douglas. I mentioned him in some previous videos. I think he now has a trail name and his trail name is Hyde. And the reason he got that trail name is like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Basically, he seems like a normal average hiker usually, and then all of a sudden you find out that he's doing like 30-mile days and just like skipping towns, and he's just like a beast. Anyway, so yeah, he has a trail name Hyde now. He's the guy that will be on the CDT as well, but I doubt I'll ever see him on the CDT because if he's going at that pace and he's starting a couple weeks before me, I'll never catch him. But yeah, I messaged him today and he's like right behind me. He's like maybe 2 hours behind me, and so maybe he'll catch up to me. There have been loads of fallen trees around. Like this is going straight across the trail basically, and I'm wondering, it looks like they may have fallen really recently. You can see all the, it's like, seems like fresh dirt basically when you look at near the roots. So I think that these trees actually just fell down in that recent storm a few days ago. That's my guess, because there were like very strong gusty winds, so probably a few trees fell down. Alright, it's about 6:30 now. I've done 20 miles so far today and just planning to do another 5 miles and then camp somewhere. So that'll bring me for a total of 25 miles and about 5,000 feet of elevation today. The elevation was mostly spread out. It wasn't too steep for most of the day, and it also wasn't like too rocky on the trail. So it was actually a really easy day. And one of the main reasons it was so easy is because the temperature was like, it wasn't hot at all. It wasn't even warm really. It was the kind of temperature where like if you were sitting around you would actually be quite cold, but because I'm hiking I'm warm enough. Alright, this is ridiculous. There's snow all over the trail, there's multiple river crossings, and sometimes it's kind of easy to lose the trail as well. I'm not doing this. It's ridiculous to do this at night. I didn't know the trail would be like this, but once again, you know, I get to the night hiking part of the day and it's like the worst part of the trail because all day was like regular, easy, cruisy trail, and then as soon as I get to after dark, it's like the entire trail is snow. I'm crossing streams and rivers, and it's just ridiculous. I'm gonna find somewhere to camp. I'm surrounded by snow everywhere, but I'll find somewhere to camp and then, yeah, do this in the morning. Alright, so I found somewhere to camp. It's actually a pretty nice spot. There's snow all around, but I found a patch with no snow and right next to the stream as well, so I think it'd be a nice place to camp. So I'll try and get up early tomorrow to make up for the, loss in mileage today, because that means today is only 21 miles instead of 25, but whatever. I'm not going to do this night hiking in the snow. It's just too annoying. So yeah, see you guys tomorrow.